I'm Sam Aschebrock, a Darwin leader marine scientist based in New Zealand, here in Tasmania, teaming up with local experts to learn about the Derwent Estuary. Last episode we covered the lower Derwent Estuary as we sought out the little penguin, and to say we were successful is an understatement. But today, we're going to move up the Derwent in search of the growing threats harming animals, people, and the shared resources they depend on. Out on the water, the Derwent Estuary looks like paradise. But beneath the surface, there's more than a century of scars from heavy industries and urbanisation.
The zinc work has been there since 1917, and we have a paper mill further up the estuary since the 1940s, and both those industries contributed to the metal contamination at the time. The metal contamination extends all the way to the Norfolk area and down to the Alpine Light, so that's an issue for the entire estuary.
And in fact, the sediments in the Derwent are known to be the most contaminated throughout the world.
So we've got those probably environmental scars from a lot of input and stormwater as well.
Obviously Hobart's about 250,000 population at the moment, and it's boomed probably in the last 30 to 40 years. With that, urban pressures have increased.
Pollutants gush from the 10 sewage treatment plants and 200 stormwater outfalls across the city. And these include toxins like zinc, mercury, cadmium and arsenic, and even fertilisers causing algal blooms that suck the oxygen from the water.
In the upper stretches of the Derwent Estuary are these really extensive seagrass meadows. I think they cover an area of around 6 square kilometres. They have a couple of really important and vulnerable species in them, and we're going back to 2015, we saw some really extensive impacts, including fish kills and dieback of these meadows.
Just further down, urban encroachment and mass pollution has almost wiped out endangered salt marshes. But most frighteningly, these deadly chemicals are starting to affect people, and penguins too, through a process called bioaccumulation.
A little fish eats a little bit of pollution.
They store it in their tissue.
And then a big fish eats that, and a bunch of others. And then maybe the penguin comes along and eats that fish.
And so it kind of just increases up the food chain.
And it bioaccumulates in various species, and ultimately it could bioaccumulate in us as well.
Studies show that in Tasmania, little penguins actually do have high concentrations of heavy metals, and they found that some of these heavy metals are actually accumulating within the tissue of their feathers.
In the 1970s, bioaccumulated toxins in Hobart's oysters caused hundreds of locals to fall sick. But from the crisis came stronger anti-pollution laws.
And to get a whole of estuary picture, the recommendation was for somebody to coordinate that monitoring and reporting, and that's how the Derwent Estuary Program was established in the early 90s with one person and an Australian government grant. Since then we established our voluntary partnership, which now involves 15 organisations, so 6 councils, state government, the 5 industries, being the zinc works, the paper mill, the Water Authority, Taswater, the Ports Corporation, Hydro Tasmania, the university, and also the EPA now, and a community group. And that partnership has been enduring and has meant that we've been able to continue that monitoring for 25 years.
Through ongoing research, the Derwent Estuary Program informs the people of Hobart what's safe to eat and where's safe to swim. They guide industry to more sustainable practices, restore key habitats, and raise awareness for the plight of charismatic species like black swans, panfish, and penguins.
The community here has a big sense of ownership, and it's about using that ownership for good.
It's really important for us as an organisation to be able to show the public and really grow that sense of beauty right next to the city.
The Derwent's shellfish still aren't safe to eat, but contaminant levels are falling, and for the first time in decades, whales are returning to the estuary. Join me in the next episode as I find out how technology is safeguarding the future of the Derwent species, how penguins are helping boost the entire ecosystem, and what everyone can do for the estuary.